So again, thank you if you're here listening to the conclusion right now. It has been a long day, a long workshop. So we really appreciate your interest in the IEDB and being engaged and asking a lot of great questions today as well. So this is day one of our 2-day workshop now, and we've already mentioned a number of times how important your feedback is to us. But if I haven't honed in on the point enough, it is the only way for us to improve our resources, not only the database and the tools, but the workshop like this one. And as I mentioned last year, the feedback was we wanted the workshop in a couple of different time frames. So then that's what we've done this year. So again, kindly do fill out the survey. I have just popped it in the chat as well for you. But we will have a daily survey for today, one for tomorrow, and then a reminder for the post-event feedback survey, which will be in your follow-up email. So that is the survey link, but as I've just mentioned, it is in the chat as well, and we shared it earlier today. So do feel free to start filling it out now if you haven't had a chance yet. I'm more than happy for you to fill it out while I'm doing a quick wrap up. Also, if for some reason you don't open the survey now, when we do close the Zoom, it will pop up in your browser too. So you can access it via that way too. And there we go. Please do take some time to fill out the survey now. Another reminder and thank you. So I've seen some really great posts on Twitter. If you haven't already followed us, please do at IEDB_. And if you'd like to still share some of your learnings and insights from day one of the workshop, please do, and hashtag IEDBUW 2021. So we'll be sharing some more great resources tomorrow on day 2, and then also following up with our recordings, our presentations, and all other great resources will be shared on Twitter as well. So now looking at day 1 as a big overview, right at the beginning, you heard from Dr. Alessandro Sette on the database and giving you a big overview on the database itself. After that, we had Dr. Randy Vida show you how to access the data through query, reporting, and actually demonstrate some examples that were questions submitted by you, our users. So hopefully that was really interesting, and it got to put it in context for you in a research example that you can then take away and apply to your own work. Following that, you heard from Dr. Alba Grafoni on the SARS-CoV-2 research that's being done, and also on the immunome browser, and in particular for the different variants and visualizing the mutations in those variants for the SARS-CoV-2 spike glycoprotein. So another exciting feature that we've released on the immunome browser. After that, you heard about some new database features that were coming out or have just come out. So Dr. Jason Greenbaum presented the Query API, which is live and available for you to test out or do research with. And then we heard from Kelly Wheeler on the new custom exports. So that was the behind the scenes view on something that's still yet to be deployed, which is exciting. So we're still working on that, still refining it. And there is a special question in the feedback survey. So if you do have any other ideas or anything that wasn't quite clear on the custom exports, do let us know, as it is perfectly timely for us to review as we're in the latter stages of finalizing that feature. Also, as Jay mentioned, if you've got any API use cases that we haven't addressed yet, do let us know as well. We love a challenge and we'd love to address them. Then after that, you heard from Dr. Brian Foley from the Los Alamos National Laboratory, the pre-recorded talk that we had. And then we had Dr. Will Fisher join us for the Q&A as well. Then you recently just heard from Dr. Zeynep Kosologlu-Yalçın on the Cancer Epitope Database and Analysis resource, one of the exciting new projects that the team has just started. And then after that, you heard from Dr. Bjorn Peters, who provided the analysis resource overview. And then Dr. Alessandro Sette presented the analysis tools in particular. And with that, that is day 1 of our workshop, which is the process overview and the database specifically. Day 2, as I've mentioned, will really hone in on the analysis resource and discuss each of the tools that are offered within that resource. And now to give you a little bit more of a preview into Day 2. So we'll start at the same time tomorrow. And then after that, we'll have a presentation on MHC binding predictions, and that will be presented by Dr. Raphael Trevisani, and Dr. Bjorn Peters will be back again tomorrow. After that, we will have T-cell processing and immunogenicity predictions with Austin Crinklaw and Dr. Bjorn Peters again. And then they will stay around for a short Q&A at the time, and then we'll have a brief break. After that, Dr. William Chronister will present T-cell tool Spotlight, TCR Match, one of our newest tools that's available to you. And then you'll hear from Dr. Paolo Marcatilli on the structure tools, Lyra and Scepter. Following that, we'll have Daniel Marama present on PetMatch. This is one of our newest tools, not quite available for you, so another behind the scenes look. And Dan will be discussing the homology of SARS-CoV-2 spike sequences to myocarditis antigens, some really exciting new work that's recently been done. After another Q&A and a longer break at that time, you'll hear from Dr. Elizabeth Sharon Fung from the Los Alamos team on the LANL HIV immunology database. Another Q&A with Dr. Fung and Dr. Fisher at that point. Then we'll have Dr. Marcus Mendez present the B-cell epitope prediction tools. And then you'll hear from Dr. Jason Greenbaum once again on the IEDB Tools 3.0 Future of Tools. Now, for those of you who attended last year, we gave you some insight into the future of tools, and this year we're showing you the latest updates. A lot's been happening behind the scenes, and this is another one of those projects that has not yet been released, so I think you'll really enjoy that too. Then we'll have another Q&A, and I will wrap up with some closing remarks, the feedback survey, and of course, the optional Q&A session. So I hope you enjoyed that. Once again, thank you for joining us for day 1 of 2 of the 2020 IEDB Virtual User Workshop. All of our attendees have been fantastic and asked some really great questions. I'd like to thank our presenters as well. And now I will just stick around for a little bit longer for the optional Q&A. For those, any other questions that have been dropped in, let's have a look. Awesome. Thank you everyone for your kind words, and a good night. Yes. Happy Diwali to everyone else. Excellent. Thank you. And I think Alex and Bjorn, it looks like we don't have any other questions in the Q&A. Great.
That's a good sign for signing off for the night then.
I think so too. Alrighty. Thank you everyone so much. We'll see you at the same time again tomorrow. Have a lovely night or day. And yes, see you again tomorrow for day 2 of the user workshop. Thank you and goodbye.